Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
The Canucks have a 4-1 lead. Dunn to the outside, Schwartz in front. They score! There's Susie, broken up, Dunn. He scores! Defended by Suter, Schwartz with a shot, stop, the rebound, they score! Jaden Schwartz! Jailbreak, Vince Dunn, all alone. The game's on his stick, he scores! Hey, hey, what do you say? Vince Dunn and the Kraken win in overtime! Here's McCann with a shot, stopped again, they score! Jared McCann with the helper on the last goal, his 200th NHL assist.
The LA Kings are in town.
Kakko, Schwartz, he scores! 28 seconds in. Now Beniers, right in, the pass, they score! Jaden Schwartz! Kakko's got it! Kakko, Schwartz for the heady, yes sir! Hey, hey, what do you say? Jaden Schwartz!
Welcome to Kraken Home Ice. The team is currently on a break for the Four Nations face-off. Kaapo Kakko is the only member of the Kraken competing in the tournament as he represents Team Finland. In this week's episode, we're looking back at some of our favorite stories this season, starting with the many interests of goalie Joey Daccord.
Put back to Terry in the high slot. Big save by Joey Daccord.
Joey Daccord is dedicated to the deep. The Kraken goalie has had some big-time saves this season.
Try to be as consistent as possible with my preparation, my routines, my practice habits, and each and every day trying to come to the rink with the same mentality and trying to get 1% better every single day. That's it's just a constant grind to keep trying to find ways to improve.
Lee in front, look out! Daccord says no on Cizikas!
Joey graduated from Arizona State University and made history as the first Sun Devil to play in the NHL. His time at ASU meant a lot to him, and in return, Joey started Dax House. The foundation is a collaboration with the Sun Devil Club to help connect kids battling cancer to hockey. Through Dax House, kids and their families get to sit in a suite and watch a Sun Devils game.
That's something that's really special to me. My grandma passed away from pancreatic cancer, and I want to do something that was giving back to the community where I went to college, and it's something that meant a lot to me, and I thought that was a perfect way to match giving back to the ASU community and also doing something awesome for kids and growing the game of hockey. It's kind of just like a perfect combination of all things together.
As skilled as he is between the pipes, Joey is also quite savvy when it comes to Formula One racing. He has his own series called F1 with Joey Daccord.
Last race was in Brazil, and we had one of the craziest races I think I've ever seen.
I had a friend of mine, actually a goalie friend of mine from Germany, who was big into Formula One and a big Lewis Hamilton fan. And he's like, "Oh, we got to watch the F1 race." And I was like, what's F1, And so he got me into it. That's how I picked Lewis Hamilton to be my favorite driver, because he just told me to cheer for him, so I did. And then I got really into it, and now here we are.
There's been a lot of attention on the Kraken's top line lately. Their recent success is proof the combination is working. Brianna Vasquez talked to the trio.
A steal by Kaapo Kakko with Beniers. 2-on-1. Beniers scores!
Between injuries, trades, and new players, there's been a lot of movement when it comes to the Kraken's top line. It takes a few combinations to find the perfect fit, and that's what we're starting to see when it comes to the trio of Matty Beniers, Jaden Schwartz, and Kaapo Kakko.
We kind of know what we're doing out there. I think maybe they know right now that I'm good with the puck down low, and they give me those pucks, and I try to find them back, and just smart guys, smart players on the ice.
Here's Kakko, right in, out in front, they score!
The top line is producing results.
This line is at it again.
And the offense has benefited greatly.
I think they're doing a good job of creating offense different ways, but being responsible defensively. Both have really good sticks, and both are doing the little things. But I think offensively, they're going to the net hard.
Kaapo Kakko, his bid, scores a bullet.
Matty's creating scoring chances, Jaden's providing timely goals, and Kakko is generating consistent points.
fun to play with those two guys. Each guy brings something different. Schwartzy's, greater than that, holds on to pucks, and same with Capo, wins a lot of battles.
What a play by Kako.
Since Kako joined the team mid-December, the trio has been racking up points across the board. Maddie has 9 goals and 5 assists, Capo 12 assists and 5 goals, and Schwartz has lit the lamp 10 times with 7 assists.
Kako's got it! Kako! Schwartz for the Hattie! Yes, sir!
Against the Kings, Jaden recorded his 5th career hat trick and 4th for the Kraken franchise.
Kako ends up getting the puck, sends it over to Schwartz.
All 3 of those goals assisted by Kako.
I think we're just reading off each other. When you're out there, it's a lot of it's instincts. You're just reading off your line mates and kind of reading the game a little bit. You don't have time to think. So I think that's where their hockey sense shows up.
This line has been a key factor in the Kraken's recent improvement in generating scoring opportunities.
I think we're all smart players. We all can make plays, and we're doing the right things and the hard little things, and that's where we're finding success.
Beniers and now Kako this way. Schwartz. There he is. He scores. That's hockey, baby.
Coming up on Kraken Home Ice, we're hearing from Josh Mahura on his physical style of play and the influence his older brother had in shaping his game. And Shane Wright tells us about what he's learned in his first full season with the team and how head coach Dan Bausma helped with his transition to the league.
Assist of the Week is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
The assist of the week goes to the members of the Deep who visited Stanislaus Elementary last month. On one of the team's off days, Mitchell Stevens, Cal Fleury, and Bowie spent the day answering questions, playing trivia, and giving out Kraken gear to the students.
Josh Mahura is a known force on the ice. The defenseman has earned team recognition for his big hits and his big shots blocked. Chris Egan has more on Mahura.
Warren Fogle hit hard. Josh Mahura says welcome to Seattle.
Josh Mahura loves to get physical on the ice.
After a huge hit by Josh Mahura, the magic happens.
It's just one of those things that I've kind of had to integrate into my game to be able to bring something every night. And, it's sometimes we excel in the right way. Sometimes you get caught too in the physical play. But like I said, just as I've kind of grown in the league, it's something that I've had to, adapt to and bring into my game a lot more.
Adam Lowry ahead of a pinch from Mahura. Good play.
I don't know big hits are something I look for every game necessarily, but just trying to play physical and play with an edge and just compete.
Josh grew up playing hockey in Alberta and says he learned a lot from his big brother Luke.
We grew up on the outdoor rinks in our backyard and just across the street, so from him I kind of learned to love the game and always just trying to be like your older brother growing up.
Hockey has taken Josh all over North America. He played in Red Deer, San Diego, Regina, Anaheim, and in Miami with the Florida Panthers.
It's obviously a privilege to play in this league, and your game's kind of adapting from, I don't want to say year to year, but up until you kind of find your niche of where you fit in and what you can bring to a team.
During the 2023-24 season, Josh was limited to 30 regular season games due to injuries. He had to watch as his Panthers won their first Stanley Cup in franchise history.
The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup!
With the Panthers requesting an injury exemption, Josh's name was engraved on the cup.
Pretty special for me, regardless of playing or not, to be able to be included in that. And we just had a special group there that it was a pretty crazy couple years, so it ended off the right way, and I was always happy to be there.
On July 3rd, he signed a one-year deal with the Kraken. Like the Panthers, Josh believes the Kraken have what it takes to reach the top.
It was pretty easy coming in with these guys, and I've just felt comfortable from the get-go, and a lot of leaders and a lot of guys that work hard and are hungry. I think that's the most important thing is, guys that want to get better and not just for themselves, but for the team success and to be a part of it. So, we got a great group and we're just trying to grow each day.
Mahura, here it comes, stopped again, the rebound, they score! A great shot taken by Josh Mahura.
Shane Wright is in his first full year in the NHL, and he's starting to find his groove. The center is focused now on being the best player he can be.
Right shoot, score! A power play goal again for the Kraken.
They tried to write him off, but just like Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith, Shane Wright didn't write back.
The rebound, scores! Shane Wright in the right place at the right time.
The Kraken rookie is finding his stride. He says the biggest thing he's focused on now is just being himself on the ice.
Wide open, they score! Shane Wright on the weak side, a beautiful play.
Yeah, I think just play with confidence and playing the way I know I can. I think, just going out there and just being myself and not trying to be a thing I'm not, or not trying to play any different way.
The rookie center is in his first full season in the NHL. Wright was the Kraken's 4th overall pick in the 2022 draft and spent the past 2 seasons playing with Coachella Valley. He was recalled for 8 Kraken games in both seasons before making his first opening day roster this year.
It's been a lot of fun. Obviously, it's pretty cool being here in the NHL full time and be able to be in this situation.
While with the Firebirds, Wright was coached by current Kraken head coach Dan Bylsma and assistant coach Jessica Campbell, which Shane says has helped a lot with his full-time move to Seattle.
I know what he expects of me after playing a full year under him last year, so it's nice. Same system as well. Be able to transition a little easier from last year to this year.
And he's hitting all the right notes. When Shane isn't lighting the lamp, he's strumming on 6 strings. He's been learning how to play the guitar. Shane's goal? To play along with one of his top country artists.
Right now, my favorite's probably Riley Green. He's a pretty big country artist. That'd be pretty cool to play with him.
Next, a little girl went viral for swapping friendship bracelets with Kraken coach Jess Campbell. We'll hear from the Kraken fan and her mom about Coach Campbell's impact. And we'll sit down with hockey great Eddie Olczyk to discuss his friendship and bond with fellow Kraken broadcasters John Forsland and JT Brown. Kraken assistant coach Jessica Campbell has been a trailblazer this season as the first female coach in the NHL. Now, she's creating traditions with the young fans who look up to her.
There's a lot of Kraken stuff here.
6.5-year-old Zara is taking us on a tour of the Kraken Iceplex.
I don't know, but actually I found some cool stuff today.
It's one of her favorite places in the world.
This is my favorite spot.
Because it has her favorite mascot and her favorite player.
Mighty Beniers.
Zara knows a lot about hockey.
Who is that? What position is that?
A goalie.
Nice.
And the ones that are skating and not in the goal are, hockey players.
She's also a big fan of Coach Jessica Campbell, as seen on her jersey.
I know she is the only female coach in the game. Well, it's pretty cool.
Recently, Zara got to meet Coach Jess, who gave her a surprise.
I gave her a friendship bracelet, and she gave me some. I think one of them says, "Let's go Kraken," and "Let's go girl." It says "Dream big."
The videos of Zara and the friendship bracelets went viral, and now it's turned into a movement. Coach Jess has made hundreds of these bracelets to give out to little Kraken fans.
I think visibility is so important, especially for young girls, to see themselves in a place where traditionally they don't belong or haven't belonged. I think that's so important.
She wants girls like Zara to know they belong and they're appreciated.
They can dream of themselves in a sport that they love, where now the opportunity could be there for them, so it really fuels me every day.
They can do anything they dream to be. The dream big is such a great message.
I think about it that it's really cool.
Kraken broadcaster Eddie Olczyk's knowledge and passion for the game sets him above the rest. Combine him with fellow broadcasters John Forsland and JT Brown, and you've got a dream team. Brianna Vasquez talked to Eddie about his road to the Kraken.
And I made a big career decision at 56 years old that I left an unbelievable job in my hometown in Chicago, and sometimes things just develop, and the opportunity presented itself, and knowing my brother was here and Nick was already on board and my son had been here for a couple of years scouting, and don't get that opportunity to really get a chance to be around your family when you're working and stuff. So I think it's great. It's very appreciative for the opportunity.
Family was important, but so was knowing who he'd be joining in the broadcast booth.
That was certainly an important part of the decision for me to come here after year one. But I will say this, Bree, is that I've known JT since he was a teenager playing with my oldest son Eddie. when they were playing juniors in Waterloo, Iowa. So I've known JT for a long time and followed his career. And also Johnny being here. That to me was like, okay, like I can see myself, wanting to be a part of the broadcast. I think there's great humility with how we call the game, and we take great pride in trying to be the best, but also to entertain.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Take a look at this, Edzo. JT.
Now, first off, if I had to eat with chopsticks like that, I'd be there for 2 weeks.
I like to think that our broadcast is honest. Yeah, we want the Kraken to win, and if they're playing well, we're going to play that trumpet.
Fantastic team effort. That's Kraken hockey, baby.
But when it's not going well, I think that if you asked anybody, is that we're going to say, I'm not going to belabor it, but you're not going to fool the fans. They know when it's going well, and they're going to know when it is well. So I think we feel we can be the best, and we try to be the best every night. So for me, it was a win-win, and extremely pleased with where we are and still striving to be better.
A lot of people say is that when a goaltender's mask comes off in the game, it's an automatic whistle. That is not the case.
Eddie's broadcast career actually started not with hockey, but with horse racing.
Cliff Notes version. 94, I was with a member of the New York Rangers. We won the Stanley Cup. The next year we had a work stoppage. So there was no hockey until the following January. So the people at the Meadowlands racetrack, East Rutherford, New Jersey, and they were big Ranger fans. They were like, hey, you like the horses. We love the Rangers. You're not working. Why don't you come work at the racetrack, and you can pick horses and handicap and just promote the game, and we'll pay you to come to the racetrack. I'm like, wow, this is a win-win. They're going to pay me to go to the racetrack. And I actually got my start in television for the first time, was doing horse racing in the fall of '94. Fast forward, I got the job with NBC as a lead analyst for hockey. They had Kentucky Derby and Breeders' Cup for a long time. I asked my boss for 6 years about being a part of the broadcast team for horse racing. He said, let me think about it. So I got a shot. I started working horse racing in 2014. I knocked it out of the park my first 2 shows. And then I got the opportunity to work my first Kentucky Derby in 2015. And by the way, American Pharoah won the Triple Crown that year, our first Triple Crown since the early 70s. So that's how I got it. It's been my passion. It's always been my release to get away from hockey over the years. And I just love being a part of it.
Just ahead, there's only one outdoor hockey rink in the state, and a few times a year, it turns into the Great Puckaroo Roundup. We're learning about the Kraken's hockey tournament in the elements. And if an NHL team's in a bind, there's always a backup to cover the net. They're called emergency backup goalies. We'll feature one of the Kraken's e-bugs next. Tucked in the mountains of Winthrop, you'll find a patch of ice unique to Washington. It's the only uncovered outdoor ice rink in the state, which means they play hockey there, rain or shine, or in some cases, through the snow.
Everybody comes home with a great story. Whatever the weather does, it's never a problem because it's just sort of fun.
3 times a year, players with all levels of skill gather for an outdoor tournament unlike any other. They call it the Great Puckaroo Roundup.
Go, Phillies! Run them up!
The adult hockey tournament put on by the Kraken has been around for 10 years. It was created by Andy Cole, the Kraken's adult hockey director. He saw an opportunity on a trip with his family.
I was going to Winthrop with my family for my little kids to play in the snow, and saw the rink there and thought immediately this would be a great place for a tournament.
Now the tourney is a favorite for many hockey players. Tyler Zetting has been playing in the Puckaroo for 2 years. He calls the experience hockey in its best form.
It's how the game was meant to be played, and you just feel that. You have the cold air, you have, the snow dusting down, and, the sun shining through the trees, and it's just unlike playing inside an actual rink.
Since the rink is uncovered and up in the North Cascades, snow during games is common.
Right before we decide to shovel the snow, there's so much snow on the ice you can hardly see the puck.
The tournament draws teams from all over the state to skate. And because of its location, it draws other visitors too.
in Winthrop, there's like eagles flying overhead, there's deer walking by, so there's all these cool things that would just never happen in an indoor rink.
You're just playing the game that you love in this environment, and it's just like frozen in my mind of that memory.
In times of need, an NHL team can call on an emergency backup goalie. The role is unique to the league and commonly known as an e-bug. We talked to one of the goalies ready to back up for the Kraken at a moment's notice.
The game of hockey can sometimes be unpredictable. At one moment, you could be at Climate Pledge Arena cheering on the Kraken, and the next, you're pulled from the stands to sit on the team's bench as a goalie. That's the reality for emergency backup goalies, or e-bugs. In the NHL, there must be 2 goalies at all times, one in the net and one on the bench. If one goes down mid-game, teams have an emergency backup at every home game ready to help either team. Sean Schneider is one of the goalies ready to answer the call for the Kraken.
My story is kind of unique in this regard because I was living in Buffalo and I was sitting at the table eating dinner with my parents on a random Saturday night, and I get a call from the Buffalo Sabres, and they asked, "Hey, are you available to be the emergency backup goalie?" And I'm like, "Am I available to be the emergency backup goalie?" Yeah.
Schneider has been playing hockey his whole life, even playing for his college's club team. This is his 2nd season as a Kraken e-bug. Most nights, e-bugs are just regular fans in the stands, but if their number is called, they also get paid hockey minimum wage just for being there.
So it's getting paid to watch hockey, and then worst comes to worst, you have to go and play in the game, which is really best comes to best. Hopefully your goalies aren't getting hurt.
While the likelihood of an e-bug having to suit up and get into the game is extremely low, it can be a little nerve-wracking knowing you could be called up at any moment.
I think the odds of going in are so low, I'm not really too worried about it. But then a play will happen and the goalie will stay down on the ice, and I'm like, oh, is it happening? Is it happening? And then they get up and I'm like, oh.
E-bugs are unique to the NHL. There's no other sport or league that has anything similar.
A lot of people don't know that it's a thing. When you try to explain it to them, it doesn't sound real. Like, you get paid to go watch the game, and if the goalies get hurt, you play? I'm like, yeah.
Coming up at Climate Pledge Arena, tomorrow, Joe Bonamassa is performing live. Then, next Saturday, the UFC returns to Seattle. It's fight night at the arena. Following the Four Nations tournaments, the Kraken are back in action next Saturday. The season continues on the road against the Florida Panthers. And that'll do it for this episode of Kraken Home Ice. Thank you for looking in. We'll see you next week.
Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross.